Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. So, how are you today? I don't need to explain to you how this works, but I always like to remind people this is not an exact science. Sometimes you got to stretch it outside the box a little bit. We communicate the best way we can. So, it's his show. I leave it up to them within reason. And see what he's got to say today. I love you. It's about where's the cat? Sound like where's the cat? You're beautiful. He's moving around behind me. I've not had anybody say it, and I think it's because this camera isn't the best, but like when we go paranormal investigating, we use cameras a lot because we catch things in the camera. But so you could see like wavy lines, or you could see anything. If you see something different, he just moved in behind me. Yeah, they do this a lot. Putting his hands on top of my shoulders, and he's resting his chin on the back of my head. Like, right. So you should feel that pressure, right? Right on the back of your head, and you should feel the pressure here of we don't have fingers anymore. We don't have this hard, heavy body that holds us down. So, but you should feel like a warmth or a pressure. Could be tingling. Don't know how you will receive the energy. Everybody receives it different. You need to be happy now. And he's going like this where his heart is. It's like he feels your intense pain. He feels it. But, hang on, where's he going? He says your pain gets so bad that you almost can't breathe. Okay, so he wants me to tell you when it gets that bad, you need to do like it's called meditation breath. Breathe in through your nose real slow. Some people hold it for a few seconds and then breathe out through your mouth. Just and do that at least 3 times, and that helps calm. And really breathe in deep because our automatic breathing is so shallow, we don't really breathe in enough oxygen for the little cells in our bodies to really be happy. And it's very calming. It's got really nothing to do with meditation. It does, but it doesn't. But it helps to calm it down a little bit. He says, I know, I know. So whatever you were just thinking right before he said, I know, he's answering you. He wants me to tell you that, okay, that, and this makes no sense to me, but this is the way it works. When you're in really intense grief, it is hard for them to get the signs and for you to feel them and things like that. And to me, that is ass backwards. I mean, that's when you really need to know that they're still there. But intense grief almost puts up a wall, and it's hard for them to get through, or it's hard for you, even subconsciously, to accept that they're still there. So it's always flows easier once that deep, deep grief subsides. He says you're starting to go through the anger part, but you're not through it. The anger part where you Okay, where he says you get madder than hell and you want to beat everything and you want to cuss him out. Go ahead and do it. He says he can take it. He understands. You're pissed off that he left. That's a good thing. That's part of the cycle. And when you get to where you can breathe, you'll sense him, you'll feel him, you'll understand the signs a little better. Like I said, to me it's backwards, but it's not my deal. Okay. He's holding his head down and he's messing with his hair. Whatever that hair product is that he used to use, you will smell that. You can be in your car, you can be in the store, you can be outside, you can be in your house, doesn't matter where you're at, and you get that whiff of that hair product. Now, opening up a bottle of it and smelling it doesn't count. Know that that's a sign from him. He says just trust it. Trust it. When you smell it, don't doubt it, just trust it. It kind of, once you start, and make sure you validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and ask him to bring you more. If you want more, that's your free will choice. But once they know that you're starting to get the signs, that you understand that that's them, then it kind of opens a floodgate and you get more. If that's what you want. Hair. He keeps talking about hair. But I don't think he's talking about the smell of that product. I don't know, did you recently cut your hair? Do something different with your hair? He just keeps saying the word hair. He says he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. He's talking about when he left. Something wasn't quite right. Something didn't. He's not elaborating, and they usually won't give me the details because details are none of my business. And I've asked them not to show me how they passed because I saw so much horrendous stuff that just made me cry all the time, and I couldn't take it anymore. So I've asked them to let's not go there. And there's a lot of times I cry after reading, after feeling the intense pain from people and what happened. What is that song? I hear him kind of singing. That's not a word. Humming, singing down the street, walking down the street. I can't quite catch this. I know what the song is. Dang it, I don't know if I can get ALAXA to bring it up because I can't quite catch the words. Okay, he's kind of humming and singing the song by Dionne Warwick, so that's way back in the day. Walk On By. But he's showing me like he's standing on the street and you walk by him. Now, not before, but you walk by him and don't realize he's there. I'm just seeing a bunch of storefronts. So this is the picture he's showing me. And he's standing there in front of some windows, in front of a store, and you walk on by and don't realize he's there. So you're walking by him, you just don't realize it. So when you're walking down the sidewalk or wherever, and out of the corner of your eye, you think you see him, you do. Trust it. You do. But he just stays there. He doesn't, it's not like he follows you. He just lets you walk on by. Not sure why. But he is popping up. And then now he's waving as he's standing there like, hey, I'm here. Hi. So, you know, I do that a lot. Sometimes it's somebody in a vehicle sitting at a stop sign, and I go, "Oh, that's him. That's him." It's still a sign, even if it is a real person that just resembles them. I couldn't take my eyes off one guy one time. I thought, "Oh my God, he looks exactly like him from the back." I probably creeped the guy out, but no, that is still a sign, and I can't really explain how that works, but it's still a sign from them. He's showing a license plate, but he's not. He's just showing a bunch of random numbers on it. Watch license plates. Like, I don't know how he would, whether the numbers like would be like a birthday or something in the numbers, like 808 on a license plate looks to me almost like BOB. So that was a huge sign for me because I would be like driving through McDonald's and I'd be drawn to look at the license plate in front of me and there would be 808 on it. That's totally a hello sign for my Bob. No, it truly works that way. So you're just mostly because of deep grief and you're pissed off and he says you haven't quite accepted that he's gone. He says my body's gone, I'm not. He's tapping on you somewhere. He's kind of showing random. So it's random places where he's like poke, 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 and it's probably not going to feel like a finger because we don't have fingers anymore. But you'll feel like this boom, boom, boom. And he's showing 3. And they usually do 3. I don't know why. But it's like the other day I get feeling somebody tickling my butt over here. Tickling my pocket. I go, okay, don't know who that is. I don't know whether to let you keep going or not. He's wanting me to look at something, but I don't see anything that I'm not sure why he's pulling my head over here, what I'm supposed to see. I saw a bird fly by. Um, Tell her I love her. I know you're mad at me, it's okay. But I still love you. And I don't know if I've told you before, I promise you 1,000% he can hear you, he can see you, talk to him all you want to. I asked my medium friend one time, said, does he hear me talking to him? And she goes, yeah, but sometimes you get a little excessive, Rhonda. And he kind of goes, whoop, and shuts you off for a little bit. So he's saying the same thing. He says, it's okay. I will listen. Okay. Okay. This is truly spiritual charades. He's showing me you leaning over, picking up a big bucket. A big bucket. And it's very heavy. So I don't know if you just recently picked up a big bucket or you're going to see somebody doing this, picking up a heavy, big bucket. Or if I thought maybe he was trying to symbolize with something, but he's not saying that he is. Like you're carrying such a heavy weight. That's kind of being vague. So I won't hold that 100%. So just keep all that. Just keep all this in mind because you'll either remember it later, see it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later. Shouldn't we be closer? He's trying. He's trying. You're kind of shutting him out, even though you don't realize it. Kind of shutting him out. It's hard. I know. It's hard. You'll get the hang of it. Okay. He says, remember that time we were slow dancing and we were so close. But he's showing it like you were at somebody's wedding or an event, like you were dressed up and you had this beautiful slow dance. He said, I'm that close. Let me in. You're going to hear me. And usually when you hear them, it's in one ear. And he's not saying what he's saying, what he's trying to say. But you're going to hear randomly. Sometimes we hear with our telepathic ears up here. I've talked to a real life person that way. So you don't have to talk to him out loud. Something about hearing him, though. So I don't know if you're going to hear him say your name, hear him say something. And it'll probably be like a whisper. It could be like muttering, mumbling, because you're not on the same frequency. You could just hear, hey. He's not going to tell me what he's trying to say. And sometimes it takes them a little bit to figure out how to do it, how to be in the right frequency. And he's knocking on your bubble. He's knocking on your wall. So it's not that he's not there. He says you'll figure it out soon. You're very, very soon you're going to figure it out soon. Okay, now he's singing that song. I think it's an Irish song. I'll take the high road, you take the low road. Hang on, let me find it. Okay, anyway, he's singing. I can't quite pick up the song. I'll take the high road, you take the low road. And he's talking about the frequencies. So his frequency is up here, yours is down here. And part of that is that deep grief. So he's back to that. So he's got to bring his down, but yours has to come up a little bit before you guys can really, really interact, if that makes sense. Now he's making this weird noise. It's like, that's not it. I can't even do it right. It's a humming noise. It's a vibration. It's a something rattling, but not like rattling something. It's like a vibrating noise type humming. I can't make it sound right. Sorry. But hopefully you get the idea. So you're going to hear this, or something's going to be rattling, but like more like a vibration. It's not like going to the silverware drawer and rattling spoons or something. It's some kind of a loud hum vibrating. I don't know. Has your refrigerator been vibrating lately? I mean, he's not saying what it is. Again, validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, ask him to bring you more. Not beg, not scream, not cry, just ask. Please, this is what I would like. Show me that you're here. Something along that line. And let him do what he can do. And sometimes it takes them a while to figure it out. He says he can hear the angels singing. Way off in the distance. He can hear them. They've allowed me to hear that a couple times. And it is something you can't describe because it's not like we hear it here. It's so beautiful. But it's so different, but it's so beautiful. And he says he's kind of in awe of it. He says, I don't know how long it's going to take me to get closer to him, but I can hear him. He says, you wouldn't believe how beautiful it is. And he feels so peaceful, so totally his soul is at peace. Just like, he says he's looking for somebody up there that he hasn't found yet. Now, I don't know exactly how that works because usually you pop in and even if you don't stay with, one of your family or loved ones, you at least get to run into them. But there's a friend of his that he was deeply connected to at one time. It's a male. So he's probably talked about this person. They obviously passed before him, and he's still looking for him. And that's weird. I've never heard that before. I guess not weird, but he says he's totally not upset with you. Not at all. Not even a tidbit. Nothing. He said there's no reason for him to be upset with you. And we look at things different once we get there. You got a totally different perspective on things down here. There's so many things that while we're here, we just can't see past through the real meaning of it or the real reason for things. And he's saying it's like I always tell people, you can be sitting in this chair and I can have this perspective of the room, and I can go stand on a counter or a ladder or something, and you got a whole different perspective of the room. So that's his perspective now. Besides, he's been cleansed. It's like peeling the layers of an onion. They peel all the heavy, dirty, yucky crap from Earth off of us until we're bright and shining, and because they no longer have greed or anger or any of that stuff. It's all about getting to the pure vibration of love. He says we all make mistakes. Lord knows I've made plenty. We all make mistakes. Quit kicking yourself in the ass. So whatever you did that you're kicking yourself in the ass for, stop. He says we all do it. It's not life altering unless you allow it to be. And I love you. I want the best for you. I want you to know I'm around. I want to bring you peace. I want to bring you some of this peace that I have found. You're beautiful. Inside and out. Tell her I love her. You did that. He says, I not only love you, but I love your heart and soul. He's showing like he either has or he's going to walk up, put his arms around you, and hug you. Like I said, I don't know how you'll receive the energy. Everybody's different. But you should feel like the pressure of his arms that we don't have anymore going around you. the vibration, the pushing on you like a big bubble, the warmth, the tingling. This type of hug would be pretty much a full body tingle, like, or maybe even just one of those chills, like whoop, that you get once in a while. You're going to feel it. He's going to do it until you do feel it. And it may be a little bit, so you can't rush it. I mean, it's all up to, I don't know what. Like I said, to me it's backwards. Okay, he's showing me you laying in bed. You were crying. Looks more like you're asleep at this point. Ow, their energy gets me. It's like I have the heebie-jeebies. You're asleep. You're laying on your right side. And it may not make any difference. And he reaches down and he touches your left shoulder. So you should feel this. It's like, once again, a little pressure, a little warmth, tingling, something. Even though you're asleep, you should know this when you wake up. That he was there. He says that's just the way it works. So he's there plenty. So keep all these things in mind. Just keep them in mind so when they happen, you can go, oh, there it is. There it is. He's talking about a horn honking, but he's showing me like those little horns that go on bicycles. They have the little bubble thing on the end. You go, ooga, ooga, ooga. Oh, God, that was a poor imitation. The little annoying little horns. Most of them are plastic. Kids have on their bikes. That type of. That's what he's showing me. But he's talking about a horn honking. It can't be every vehicle going down the road that honks. Okay, so he says to take every one of these signs, and from the other reading, the signs in there, write them down, and just don't stress over it. Just keep your mind open, and you can start checking them off. They're there. He's there a lot. He's there very close, but he's very inside of my nose is itching like crazy. So I don't know if that's going to be a sign. Usually anything that happens to me is something for you while I'm doing a reading. And it's really itching. Could be a sign. I'm not going to do that one 100%. But, where was I? He's around a lot. You'll start to get the hang of it. And again, he says very soon. You'll get the hang of it. Okay, he said he's going to leave you with that because you have a lot of food for thought. He says, don't forget to be grateful for what you have instead of worrying about what you do not have, which is me. Still be grateful for what you have and express it. Say it. Acknowledge it. You're grateful for your couch, your roof over your head, your vehicle that you have to drive, or whatever it is. Those are all material things, which really are not the important things in life. So be grateful for the love that you have that's still here. And he's not saying to not be grateful for him. He says you need to remember what you still have. Even though you still have him in a different way. It's a different relationship. It's a different way. It is. I love you. And he's leaving. Just waiting to see if he's going to say anything as he's leaving. He's just slowly walking away. He's kind of waving. I see him from the back. I'll see you later. I will. Okay. Much love to you, my dear. Thank you for being patient. I had a whole bunch of people do the same thing you did right before you did. So I just got to work on my list as fast as I can. Always a list. Always a list. Anyway, and that's a good thing. Hopefully, I can help everybody. Much love to you, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. See you later. Thank you for allowing me to be his voice.